Hello, Dana.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Let me add my...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you well.
Okay.
Let me add my background.
I'm wearing crazy headphones too.
Cool, I like your crazy headphones. I think it's a cool feature.
It's something.
Yeah,
I had to borrow a friend's for the
it
purpose of this.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do I go for the background? I forgot.
Under the stop video to the right, there's an arrow.
Yeah, okay, found it. Thank you, thank you.
Hold on, I think
Okay.
Barbara's calling me. Of course she is.
Yeah? Hold on. Just give me a second. Hold on.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
So what do I do on this end?
Go on
My
Zoom.
laptop. Pardon?
Go to Zoom on your computer with the Zoom link I gave you in the email.
Oh, you mean from last week?
No, yesterday. The JadaTV email.
I didn't see anything.
You read that email just 2 days ago when I was on the way to the airport and you read through the instructions?
Okay, bear with me.
I hear something.
Yeah, no. It's because so my wife is making noise now because she's
Okay.
baking,
What,
but she's
Barbara?
gonna stop.
Sorry, what?
What did you say, Barbara?
I'm not going to use my iPhone. I'm going to use my laptop.
Yes. That is correct. And if you click on the hyperlink, it will open you up to Zoom and you can walk through the steps of setting up an account, or if you already have an account, which you should because we Zoomed with you when we did the interview. You just open it up and you'll see us on TV and on the screen, and that's all you have to do.
Okay, can you stay with me while I'm trying to do this?
Yes.
Okay, I have Zoom, and I'm going to click join a meeting because I haven't done this on my laptop before.
Okay. Yeah, you can hit join a meeting, or you can just click the hyperlink in the email.
Except it's not going to go, You're right. What was I thinking?
Okay.
Okay. All right, I think I got it.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I'm just setting up on my end. You're all good.
I get so nervous, and then it's all here, right here.
You got it. It's all, you got the power.
Oh, God. Okay, so now, I just want to make sure. Okay, join the Zoom meeting.
Yep.
Okay, there it is.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
So open us app. Okay. Join video call, right?
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel and connecting. There I am, my ugly face. Okay.
Where? Oh, you have to hit join. Yeah, join, connect with audio and video. There you are.
Oh, thank God, Baruch Hashem.
Yay!
I just always need just a little hand, you know.
You look beautiful.
Hello.
Guys,
Great to see you, Barbara. You look great.
thank you. You guys too. You know,
Thank you.
I thought I had it in my mind, but for a person who can't remember what he did yesterday or my glasses, I'm
I know.
yeah, and
Don't worry.
Okay, so here I am. Okay, everything's for the initial panic. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Do I need to move this down or?
Adapt. So do you have the background?
She wants to show her bookcase. It's a part of her spiel. We talked about it yesterday.
Well,
okay.
Here's the thing. You know, I have this book art collection, and some of these books are books that I've been collecting through the years, which inspired me to be more artistic. And some are things I've done. But the stuff I've collected is so fantastic. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought, since I just moved in here and I'm still unpacking,
Oh shoot.
I was thinking maybe we could do some of my books that I've collected. I don't know.
Sure.
All right, everyone, we're starting at 7:25, and we have a 5-minute countdown for us to get
Yeah.
situated and like have a a moment to gather our thoughts. And if you have social media, you can share it on social media. And then for the first 5 minutes, we're just gonna watch the countdown and kind of like let everyone know, hey, we'll
Yeah.
be joining in a
We can
minute.
we can even stop our videos.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah. I would suggest we stop our videos for 5 minutes, and if we have to chat, we chat by text. You see right here, look.
Well, she
This
may
is it.
not be able to shut it. I'm sure she can shut it off and shut it on. I'm just making the things for the drawing thing.
Am I lit enough? Because I feel like I'm a bit dark, but
Yeah, I put a ring light.
okay,
Your
I'm
little.
okay.
Do you have a spot? Do you have a light or a
I
lamp?
have, but then when I do this, look, I disappear.
Oh yeah, that's too ghosty.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
what's
you're not
happening.
dark. You're not dark.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Your voice is a little high. I
It's
mean,
a little too high.
or a little, just a touch.
I don't know if I can change that. Let me try.
Maybe push the mic down away from your face
Better.
a little.
How is that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
so I'll
It's
leave it
just
this way.
if it's because it's puncturing. It's
Yeah,
the pitching.
yeah,
So that works. See, we're getting there, guys.
yeah. We are getting there.
All right, I'm gonna start the stream, and I'll mute every. Let me see if I can mute
Yeah,
everyone.
mute us if you don't mind. And if anybody has to talk, talk via the chat, just by typing.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll come right back. I'll get some water.
Mute yourself. I don't know how to mute everyone.
I'll mute myself. I'll also take myself out of the video.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to JadaTV. Can you hear me, Jonatas?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes. Welcome to the show.
All right. Welcome, welcome, everybody.
We're waiting for our special guest, Barbara, to reconnect.
All right.
There she is.
Hello, Barbara.
Guys, good to see you.
Great to see you. Hello, everybody. So this is JADA TV. We're here. We meet once a week. This is JADA bringing you the most relevant news of contemporary art. And tonight we have a very special guest.
Yes.
Her name is Barbara Mortkowitz. Did I pronounce it right, Barbara?
That's perfect. In
Excellent.
Polish, you could say Mortkowicz, but
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's better. That's much better.
I like that very much. So welcome, welcome, Barbara.
thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to do this.
We're so happy to have you.
Done Zoom before, but I've never done a Zoom kind of a presentation, so
TV show.
I
It's
got
a,
kind of nervous, but it's okay now. Thank you.
you're good. You're perfect. So before we get started, we like to do a special icebreaker with our guests. We're all participating. The rules are we have to be blindfolded or close our eyes, and we have 2 minutes with the clock in front of us to draw whatever is in this magic bowl. Tonight's it's a candle, it's a little candle bowl. So all right, I'm gonna pick the winner. Are you guys nervous?
Oh yeah, we're super
Brushing up-
nervous.
Brushing up on your drawing skills. Oh, didn't we have a zonkey? Did we do
Zo-
this?
What is a zonky?
A zebra and a donkey combined.
Like a mix of the two?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna start the clock.
Let's do this.
Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes. The zonkey.
All right.
Look, Barbara's got the whole thing.
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, let's get this started. A zonky.
Yeah.
Oh man, hold on, hold on. Okay. Oh, this is not easy.
Yeah, I'm trying to the stripes. There's this is gonna be bad.
Oh man.
We got Barbara laughing in the background, causing trouble. I think I know it. Oh, oh man. Wait, what you got going on over there, Jonathan?
I think I got
I think I
this.
just went off the page.
Okay.
Oh man.
If you are on your screen already, in your computer screen, you're at the wrong place.
Oh, guess what?
Huh.
The timers. I
Oh.
forward it. No, we've got
Okay, I'm done. Anyway.
a minute left. We got a minute left.
All right, let's give Barbara a minute.
Can I fill in my stripes while I can see? No, I won't do that.
No, you cannot do anything with your eyes open.
Can I look?
You can if you're finished.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
oh my God, it's a Picasso.
Is that was his secret? He made everything with his eyes closed. Is that what it is?
Who?
Picasso.
Picasso.
Oh, that'd be. Got 40 seconds. Can't make any more changes till we open our eyes. So we ready for the reveal?
Definitely. Can we make it a full screen?
Let's see. Let's open up this. Bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is as big as I got right now. I don't know why.
All right. Let's see then.
Okay. All right, so this is my zonkey.
Oh, that is a cool zonky.
Pretty bad.
Neat.
I like it a lot.
The head, two heads, because I
Two
couldn't
heads.
decide. I got the feet right, at least.
Oh man, this is
It's
hilarious.
like a horse. It looks more like a horse. All right, your turn.
Go ahead, Barbara.
Uh-oh. Okay, what do I do? Just stick this in front. Oh,
Yeah, just show us. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. That is a very good one.
Wait, she has to talk so we can see it. Start talking.
It so
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Barbara, you have to talk on your end so we can see your video.
so then it's showing just
Who's
the
talking?
the,
Yeah.
the clock, just so you know.
Yeah, no, I know, because I can expand the video, but it's okay.
Okay. So we see Barbara normally.
Yeah.
I like yours, Barbara, a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Where is she?
Here's mine.
Okay.
Okay, let's see yours.
I don't think you will be able to. Look at that. It's not working.
It's invisible.
I know.
Put
Let
it
me see
to
if
your face.
hold on. Can you see it? Not
No.
quite.
No.
Maybe I need some light. Let me see here. Just a second. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there.
Look,
Oh, there you go.
I disappear, but look at mine.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You actually did all that with your eyes closed. You
Yeah.
make me look bad. Are you cheating?
Look. No, look.
Look.
It looks like a wooden horse.
Yeah, I made it very boxy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Awesome job, guys.
You had your
Very
eyes
good.
closed doing that? It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, I did this blind contour thing before, and I think I learned. Wow, what is this? I love what I see.
You did a blind contour before? That's an interesting story for another day.
Yeah, I know, right?
All
I like what I
right.
see. This looks
Yes.
great.
So, Barbara, thank you for being with us today on JadaTV. I wanted to start with this slide because she has in her studio a bookshelf with
Huh.
all of her collection of books or her own books, and this tells her story. So, we
Wow.
believe each of us as artists, are the heroes of our own story. And as we know, every hero has its origin story. Superman from Krypton, Batman came from Gotham, as we know. And tell us, you are the heroine of your story. Tell us a little bit about Barbara as the artist of her story.
Okay, well, first of all, I have to tell you that this room was kind of empty. And then when you said I was going to be doing this presentation, I put up a whole bunch of IKEA shelves, and I didn't really put anything away. I just put out all these books. So I have this whole little room besides just this cabinet. So after we do this, I'll probably pack everything up and put it somewhere else. But anyway, so I was thinking about this, the heroine of the story. And after listening to the past couple of weeks, I guess that mostly I could say I've been creative and artistic most of my life. And I've always been on art commissions and have created artists. So,
Wow.
and I guess that would be a heroine kind of a story, maybe.
Definitely.
And I've built up a lot of relationships with artists who I think for the most part have liked working with me. And I've gotten a lot of joy from that. And previous to being an artist or being artistic, I was in the design field for a long time. And
Oh, really?
yeah.
What kind of design?
Okay, well, so when I went to CCA, the College of Arts and Crafts, now it's called College of the Arts in San Francisco and Oakland, I told my father I was majoring in environmental design. And he was visibly upset because he said, well, you can call that gardening. But
oh my, that's great.
So mostly I have an eye for design. So mostly I did design, commercial design, space planning, and work with contractors and clients. And I thought I needed to do something more fulfilling.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that being a designer and being paid to work was actually a very nice thing. It was just a little frustrating.
Mm.
Because every Christmas you got presents, you got turkeys, you got invited to all kinds of parties and all that. So actually, in retrospect, it was nice. But then I changed my field and went more into the nonprofit world, and
Yeah.
worked in a music department, and worked with community outreach and development. In other words, raising money.
Yeah.
You know, I have kind of a quirky sense of humor, and I didn't know if I could do that job because I was used to asking my dad for money, but asking people for money, that's a whole other thing.
That's
And
true.
so somehow when I was doing that, one thing led to the next, and I started to think I want to do something creative, and book arts or using the book format as an art expression kind of worked with me. And because I love coming up with these crazy titles and coming up with these crazy ideas and creating a book around that.
Oh,
So
we're gonna talk about that part. So let me see here. Let me see if I learned a little bit. So first of all, I didn't get where you were born, because you know the main part of an origin story is where did you come from?
okay, so after my parents left Warsaw, Poland, or Praha,
Wow.
after the Holocaust, and they were the only two survivors, and somehow
Wow.
they escaped, and I'm not sure how because the Soviets were there already. And my
Wow.
mother had this pseudonym, Marisha Kaminska. Can you believe that? I think
Wow.
she's a spy. Her whole story is so interesting. But somehow they ended up in the American zone in Germany, which is where I was born and lived, in a place called Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Wow.
So
I'm so glad I asked. I'm
me,
so glad. How were you gonna leave that out of your origin story, Barbara? This is like mind blowing.
seriously?
It's mind blowing. I don't know anybody with a similar story.
Well, recently I did go to Germany, even though I wasn't sure. And I've been there a couple times, pretty fantastic. And I went to the town where I was born and found out that it's now pretty much a nudist colony. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
Wow.
name spa, everybody's, running around naked and stuff.
Well,
Yeah, so
Oh boy.
we lived there until we were able to get visas to come
wow,
to the United States. And
that's incredible. You know, we talk about origin story, and this terminology in pop culture is really common from, like Dana mentioned, heroes stories, like from the comic book world, right? So Batman, Gotham City, yeah, Superman, Krypton, um, and all superheroes and heroines, and you know, some of them actually have uh, a good number of them have a connection with this story of the Holocaust. One of them is what some would call an anti-hero hero, who is Magneto from the X-Men. He has a power, right? He has the power to control metal, and he can bend metal and all that. And there's a scene in the movie of the X-Men where he's escaping the death camps.
Wow.
And it's very, very powerful. So Barbara, you really went through a lot. You went through a lot. It's a
not
big
the
deal.
half of it, yes.
Yeah. Wow. You started mentioning, now we see your briefcase there. I mean, sorry, your bookcase. And one of the things that I find the most interesting that you started talking about is the fact that you have this, you have to define it for us, but you have this symbol, this object, which is the book, right?
Correct.
You have the book. Um, so, you know, as an artist, you are an outside thinker. When we look at a book, we might think of it as something that's, you know, has words, some pictures. It's found in libraries, bookstores. But you, as an artist who focuses on this shape or symbol,
Mhm.
can you define that for us a little bit. How do you define book? What is book in your personal definition?
Okay, hold on one second.
Yeah, take your time.
Because I have these, I'm going to take a couple things off the bookshelf.
Huh.
Even though I have this whole room of things, but let me get these two. Let me get this. Let me get this. Okay, so if I hold this up, this is an accordion book. I think if I hold it up, can you see it? Wait a minute, I'll go like this.
We don't see it yet, but
Okay.
I'm sure.
So like this, it would be an accordion book. And I just used BFK and did watercolors and all kinds of stuff. And
Oh, look at that. So it
interspersed-
opens like an accordion.
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
And here's one. Okay, this is a book. This is called, I call this the Golden Medina. This has to do with coming to America because I think,
The Golden City.
yeah, Jews called coming to America the Golden Medina, right? Let's
The
see if I
Golden
can-
Medina. Yes. So let's mention something that's very important. This connection with the Holocaust is specifically because you come from a Jewish background.
Exactly.
And coming to America was like coming to the Golden City to you, right?
Exactly. Felt
Look at
very
that, the
lucky.
Golden
Felt
Medina.
very lucky.
Very, very lucky. All right.
So since you mentioned the Holocaust, this book is after my father passed away and before my mother could throw everything out. My mother has some issues. I managed to get to a safety deposit box and found some pictures that I had never seen before. And I have some out here too to show you. So this was a picture of him as a youngster and I had never seen that. So I made this book and it was mostly done in Photoshop. But
Wow.
I had gone to Poland and could you see this? I had gone to Poland. Okay. And I took a lot of pictures at Auschwitz. And so they're photoshopped on this is another accordion book. But what I did here was when I opened his safety deposit box, I found all these letters.
Really?
That I had never seen. They didn't have any envelopes, but they were from his three sisters and his mother. There's a picture. And his father and brother were already dead. But these pictures were taken, I think must have been 1942 before they were deported to Treblinka. So I had these letters translated. And for the most part, when I put them on here, I reversed them in case I didn't really want anybody to read them. But on the back of the book, I did have some text to explain a couple of things. And the one thing that really stood out for me when I read these letters was one sister said that she was getting her nose surgery, getting her nose.
Okay, that was quite common for early arrivals in the US to fit in. They felt they needed to do that.
Can you show the book again? I made your screen bigger.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
What a rich book. So let me ask you a little bit. Let's not forget that I'm really interested in knowing your definition of book, right? So you're showing us a book, but it looks like to you the book is something so much more complex than the average person considers. Is that the case?
Yes. Okay, this is a book too. Can you see this? This is somebody just took a book and sawed it and made it into the shape of a book. So that's a book. But I want to show you my inspiration.
Please, please.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, the book, okay, my French is terrible. Libre des artistes, So the
Yes.
original definition of book arts is 19th century books where a famous artist, Matisse, Picasso, whoever, collaborated with a poet, and they put beautiful books together. So that those are artista libres. So that's kind of more the original book, but the original book arts would be from the 16th and 15th, 16th century. The rare books.
Wow.
Like from the Bible and all those. I don't have any of those.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you this book because this is a Jewish artist who came from Poland, but ended up in Connecticut. And he's considered the greatest, how can I describe him? Have you ever seen a Shik Haggadah?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen.
This is a book that I purchased because I loved it so much.
Where'd you purchase it?
Arthur Schick with his illustrations. And this is all like laser printed.
Wow. Laser printed.
Yes. I mean, if you bought the original, I think there were 30 originals and then about 1,200 of these.
Now, let me tell you something, Barbara.
Okay.
The most important thing is this. You are the hero tonight. You are entirely the hero. Because we are here to honor you because you're joining us in Paris.
Yes.
You are the only...
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're the only artist who works with this concept of the book. So sit down. Let's talk now about you.
Yes, let me share my screen so I can show some of the images of your work.
Yes, we're gonna talk about you looking at your artwork. We're gonna give you all of the attention that you should be given as someone who's so bright and you have a very specific language. Not a lot of artists whom I know have this this fluid understanding of what a book is. So I really appreciate that about you, Barbara.
Thank you. That's so
yes.
Fun.
So
I tell you not to make that any less, but once you look up book artists, you will see some of the most incredible things that you can ever imagine in your life. Especially there's book artists who sculpt out of the books, and some of the Israeli artists that I've worked with not only do their own letterpress printing, but their own engraving and things like that.
So Barbara, tell us about this art piece that we're seeing that's your work.
Okay, this was just a giant piece of like BFK Reeves paper, and I just inked it.
Okay.
And
what's the title? Do you have a title? Is it untitled?
Yeah, no, it's gosh.
It's okay.
I think I sent you this. It's called let's see, was it Retry? I can't remember now.
Oh, no worries. I was just wondering, did you make it recently or was it a few years
ago? About 3 years ago for a show. It was a non-juried show.
Okay.
But, it was people that were members of a certain art collaborative got to exhibit their work. So I thought, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to make? So I thought about this idea. I'll have to think of the name of it.
Oh, don't worry. It doesn't really matter. So did you rip the pages yourself?
So what I did was I had the BFK Reeves paper and I inked it. And then I had an Apple box and a whole bunch of things from Apple. I used an Apple box as a base. I don't have the picture of the base here. But I did some photo transfers on here and I wrapped it up. Oh, I know. I think I called it re-wrap or something like that. Because I like to do recycled or reused kind of.
So a lot of your work is recycled?
Yeah.
From recycled. So you just mentioned an Apple box. So are you talking about the Apple products?
Yeah, when I made this, I had to have it on a stand. So at the gallery, it had to be at the stand and all. But I just moved and I've been unwrapping things, and a lot of things were destroyed. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But you know what? I'm sure you're going to recycle those things that were seemingly destroyed, and they will become new pieces of art, most likely, right?
Exactly. So I did take the base off because it didn't look right. But I tore the pieces up and I bound it, and I did a couple of transfers and called it rewrap, because the back part of it is all wrapped up with thread. So it kind of has a mysterious quality. So in the photo, you can't really see what I've written inside. But it was just kind of a fun thing to do.
When you talk about transfers, some of our viewers might not be familiar with this process. What do you mean by transfers?
So if you find an image that you like, there's ways to transfer that image on a piece of paper. It's not really that complicated, but a lot of people, find photographs they like, and instead of putting it out and pasting it on a book, it's nicer. It looks more professional.
I see.
Do a transfer.
So you have you're dealing with paper, you're dealing with transfer methods, you're dealing with a lot of very technical things.
Yeah, and like ink. I used ink because I happen to have the ink. So I thought, interesting. I had this vision in my mind.
Did anybody teach you this? How did you learn this?
Okay, so when I lived in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I had this great job at Stanford for a while, and I got involved with Book Artists Group, and I also created the San Francisco Center for the Book, and so I took classes, and this group would meet once a month, and people would share their ideas. And so we'd all run out and buy whatever products they told us. So once I moved out of the Bay Area and moved north, because it has something to do with real estate, and a lot of people were moving out of the Bay Area.
Sure, makes sense.
So I kind of lost touch with this group. Well, there were some groups in Sacramento, and there was opportunities to do, but it wasn't the same thing.
Okay.
So I have taken, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 classes in the past from the San Francisco Center for the Book, and I was on the board and helped with some of their exhibits. So I have taken classes on offset printing, and I did my letterpress.
You're a book artist.
So, but I haven't been doing any of it for 5 or 6 months, and previously for at least 3 years. So
wow.
I started Zooming with you guys this summer and found out about the Paris trip. I thought, oh, here's my chance.
Oh yeah.
And start to practice again and be an artist and work on all these skills.
For those watching, would you consider your book art a sculpture, a piece of work, an installation? Where would you, if you did describe it?
Is it really a book, or is it something else, like a sculpture or something else?
Or you could call it like paper engineering. Oh, here, let me get this.
Paper engineering.
I like that.
Never heard that before.
Where did Barbara go?
I'm not. Oh, I just want to get this. This is a book sculpture. It's kind of. It's also a print. This is paper that was a mistake.
Okay, it doesn't look like a mistake.
Yeah, because I like to recycle, so then I just kind of cut it up. I did this with somebody else, and then
have you always been a recycler?
Yeah, I love it. And I also like doing accordion books, although I have bound books.
Well, let's take a look at the next work we have on here. So we have the front of the book, and then we get a glimpse of the inside.
Yeah, these are good because we can see bigger pictures. When we see via the camera, it's not big enough. So let's focus on these here because we see the details. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
Tell us about these, Barbara, please. Are they made with plywood? Some kind of a...
They look tough. Are they made out of wood?
Yeah. What are they?
They're actually book covers.
Really?
Yeah, so these are all book covers. And they're all cut to about the same size. And I didn't cut them. Somebody else did. This was a group that I went with to Iceland.
Oh,
So
wow.
so the book covers were prepared for us.
Wow.
And all we had to do was do this kind of special stitching that's done, the codex stitching that was done in the
Oh yeah,
15th,
Yeah.
16th
on the you see in the
century.
picture.
What kind of fiber is this for the stitching?
Okay, this is a thread that you do use in bookbinding.
Okay.
And you would not believe how crazy this was to do. We had to set this on a side table, and I think we had like 9, everybody had something like 9 needles.
Huh.
And then you're pulling them through. Obviously, I had to have help from the instructor. Teacher.
How
Definitely.
long was the process to make this sculpture?
I'm sorry, Dana, what?
How long did it take to, like, with all the details, the sewing, the application, a lot of hands-on work? Did it take a long time?
It did, because we had 5 or 6 projects that we had to do.
Yeah.
And this was toward the end of the week. And a lot of the people worked really quickly, and they got the first part done within 2 days.
Huh.
Wow.
And I think it must have taken me about 4 days, and it still wasn't complete.
Wow.
But we had an exhibit.
So just to recap, this is an exhibit in Iceland. What kind of event was this? Was this an artist in residence program? It sounds like you were in a group of artists.
Yes, so this artist who's a master printer, her name is Brooke Holv.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Petaluma, and she does amazing things with books and book covers, and she forms them into these beautiful art forms. I'll send you her link at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So she invited, I mean, we had to pay our own way, but she invited about 6 or 8 people to come with her.
Mm-hmm.
So there was somebody from England,
Wow.
somebody from Germany, a couple people from the United States.
Wow.
And we worked at a town outside of Reykjavik called Keflavik.
Man, you've done some awesome, interesting things.
Yeah.
I know you're a world traveler as an artist.
And
Yeah.
we stayed, we had this huge studio to work in. We experimented on all kinds of things. And because it was sunny all the time.
Because it's Iceland. So what, 6 months it's sunny,
it was,
right?
Yeah, so I don't think I ever really went to sleep. I just stayed in the studio doing stuff. It was so much fun. But
Wow.
this, what our assignment was, had to do something with the environment. So we had to make our own statements about the environment and people different things, butterflies, moths, whatever.
Yeah.
We were given these book covers, and we had to take books apart. And so what's inside of all these books are things that I found like inside the books. So I used them as sort of a collage.
Yeah.
And made compositions out of other, pieces
Very
of
good.
book covers.
I think
So it was really fun.
I think that's interesting, your use of taking found objects, but taking it even further with finding found objects within the found objects.
Inside the
it all.
binding, because you take the binding out and you found all these really interesting things. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. And then I ended up, I ended up calling this a tribute more to the architecture and design of Iceland.
I like, so I have one question for you then. Look at that. Barbara, would you say that you are a book artist? Do you embrace that label, or do you fight that label? Because you mentioned that your book is not a book just now. You mentioned that it's a sculpture. So are you a sculptor? Are you a book artist?
That people ask me, what kind of art do you do? So I usually say assemblage.
Okay, there you go.
And book arts. But
okay,
I'm not like the top of the heap like Arthur Schick or
it doesn't matter.
Or but I'm definitely a step above scrapbooking.
There you go, there you go.
So I take the easy way out, and I do try to do stitching. but I love using the accordion because it's so easy. You know, like, can I show you one more?
Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I love this book. It's called, okay, this is a book in a way. So
It is.
We have that. And the next one.
we have
Oh,
that.
let's see, let's see, let's see.
You're cheating. You gotta let me get to my slide.
Called, My Life in Dog Years, because
Oh,
I
Interesting.
because we went. It was a class, and we went
I
to
did a dog.
Chinatown,
Mhm.
and we picked up objects which are on the other side of the sheet and made a collage book. And so I was born in the year of the dog.
in the Chinese calendar, you mean?
That's
And so it's kind of a play on words, and we were taught, you know, how to cut with a guillotine, you know, how to cut the cardboard, and then we could select our own fabrics and bind it. And this was done in a day.
Wow.
And
this is so cool because it's like your biography of your birth, but it doesn't. It's so it's
Yeah.
sincere. Like you don't. It's not so literal. This is.
and I even made a box that it goes into.
There you go. Barbara, it's fascinating. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I find it fascinating to be doing this interview with you because it's like you disappear into the background and then you come back with a treasure. Like it's like I'm confused and loving this at the same time.
Since I've never done a Zoom thing, I wasn't sure how much you could see.
I mean, listen, does it even matter? All I know is that you're having a great time and that you disappear and you come back with something amazing. So who cares?
Okay, good.
She goes to find her next found object.
Yeah. So this is great, Barbara. You know what I like? It seems that you have such a great amount of fun doing this. Not only you have a smile on your face, but the way you talk about it, it's like a child talking about a toy or something. And it's such a lesson for many of us who have been doing things, and often we get tired. We don't even, you know, we try to come up with this sophisticated vocabulary, but then in the end, clearly we're not having fun anymore. And with you, we see you having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That is very refreshing.
Thank you. It is fun.
I'm so happy. I can't wait to see this.
And then your happiness rubs off on the viewer because this is awesome.
It is great. It's refreshing.
Passion.
You feel like, oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to start.
Yeah.
You know,
it's very refreshing. Thank you so much. What do you have to say to those, you know, you are book artists, but how about the Kindle artists? Are you what do you think of Kindle?
Or audiobooks?
It's really funny. I now have started constantly ordering books, not on Kindle, but just I'm reading online a lot because of the light. And so
really?
I love it. And
but aren't you like going against your own craft?
Yeah, the books.
No, there is no death of the book because even though people constantly debate this issue, people are making books and printing and taking classes.
Wow.
And it's just this past 10-15 years, it's just a revived art. It's just amazing.
So it's not going away. The book as a printed form, it's not going away.
No.
That's great.
There's no death of the book.
There was a book that I read, you know, when I was in school called The Q Question. And one of the articles had to do with that whole thing. I think it's called The Electronic Word.
Oh.
The electronic word. Oh. And the question was the Q question. And at the time, I couldn't imagine that somebody would take a computer and go to a cafe, you know, with this gigantic Apple or whatever.
The desktop, right? Desktop computers.
Yeah, because I never imagined that you would have this little tiny thing.
Exactly.
So convenient. But
that is true.
I still
interesting.
And I still order books. I have downstairs in the studio, I probably have 30 boxes of books that I don't know if I'll ever.
30.
unwrap, but I just don't want to get rid of them. And I did give a lot of my books to a place called the Internet Archive, which is, it's a guy from MIT designed this, and you can give him your books to store. I think one of the storage units is in Richmond, California, and another one might be in Canada. And then once you give your books, you can access that book.
Oh, I see.
So it's easier to go on Amazon and order the book again, or go online and read it.
So are you saying that, so you give your books, and then they scan it?
It's like going in the closet, and then you pull out the book when you're ready, and he gives it to you.
Well,
right?
You know how a lot of
That's called Amazon online.
Yeah, but it's called the Internet Archive, and you can give him your books. I just had too many, and I inherited all these books from my dad, you know, from Yiddish and all that. But I don't know if you know this, but at one time, maybe 25, 30 years ago, people that were dying were just throwing their Yiddish books out on the street. And now
I did hear about that, yes.
Yeah. So I can't remember his name, but he has the Yiddish Book Center. I think it's in Andover or Amherst, Massachusetts. And he started driving around with his truck and saving all of them. And now he's a huge Yiddish collection. And of course, people want to learn Yiddish.
Of course, it's a huge part of the heritage of the, especially Jewish American community. The vast majority of Jewish Americans are, they have a Yiddish background.
Yeah.
Their grandparents, their parents, and it's coming back, right? Yiddish is like totally alive and coming back, being taught at schools and all that, right?
Absolutely. Yes, the book is not dead. And,
and Yiddish is not back.
Yeah. So using the book kind of format.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not screaming. So kind of using the book format, artistic expression is fun. It's really fun.
Yes.
Oh, can I just step away for 1 second?
Yeah, please. It's okay. Yes.
What I think would be interesting, imagine, is the evolution of her book art being like an audible audio art, but it's like sounds, and it's like her talking. It's like her art, but it's the Kindle version. You got the audio version, and then you got the book version. That would be interesting.
I think this is like the first book I did. There's nothing in it. It reminds me of your invisible donkey.
Hold on. Are you now showing us a book of transparent pages?
Yeah, and it was part of a book art sculpture, and I called this At a Loss for Words, because there's no words in here.
That's incredible. So Barbara, I have a question from one of our audience members.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of our audience members, and I think specifically as this question arrived, you were showing us a book with transparent pages. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the essence of bookness? In your words, you can't get it wrong because it's to you, right? To you, what is the essence of bookness? You just showed us a book with transparent pages, no words. What is a book? What is bookness to you?
Well, okay. This is probably not the right answer. But
there is no wrong answer. It's your answer.
I had this beautiful bottle, a gin bottle. And inside, I had tucked in words from the Iliad. Oh God, what was the journey? Well, anyway, it was a section of the Iliad, and I had the words in the bottle. And then I had this piece. I had it on a stand, and the pieces kind of went together. And I think the bottle project, this was a while ago, was called Bound to Journey, and then this component was called At a Loss for Words, and it kind of went together because I had
the words are lost.
I had Xerox pages from the Iliad from one of the journeys, I can't remember the name, and snipped sentences and stuck them in this bottle, but I had the words coming out of the bottle.
Wow. So is it important then for you, since you're talking about, manipulating the words, almost perhaps losing the meaning of the words, making them like visual stimulation. Is it important that your viewer shares your language when it comes to book? Do you think it's important, or just viewing it as an art piece, not having a shared language is enough?
Usually when I enter work, and mostly they're non-jury with a group. So the people that come are normally either your friends or people that are interested in the book as an art form. And because I like to have a title that's kind of obvious, and then there might be a sentence or two about it.
I see.
You know, whatever, it's not like a mysterious message in there. I think usually it's more obvious with what I say. Yeah. So for me, bookness is, you can make anything.
Yeah.
And I do want to show you one other thing too.
Can I ask you a question?
Please, Dana, please.
Come back.
Come back here, Barbara.
When you're in your studio creating, are you all over the place?
Sorry.
When you're creating in your studio, are you like all over the place, or is it because you're like moving around and you're going? It's just fun to watch you, and I'm just wondering what you're like in your studio. Are you going from that room to this room? Like, is that your process of creating, or do you sit still? Like,
that's a good question.
Energy, I'm just asking if the same energy you're giving us now, because you're so excited, is that in your studio?
When you're making, is it like a quiet process,
or is it like crazy
all over the place?
All over.
I usually have a long work table and shelves that I've labeled with different things, and I usually remember more or less
where
everything is in them. And I might do 2 or 3 things at the same time.
There you go.
Because I'll say, well, this could work with this project, and this on Sunday when we talk some more about what I'm supposed to bring with me to Paris, you'll see. And so I might have 2 or 3 things going, and then I'll say, you know what, this does not work with this at all. And I'll put it in plastic bin for the future. And I might use it again.
So it is a very animated process. You are working on a project, and then you start seeing how certain components will be part of the next project, and you put that away, and you try to remember to go back to it later.
But you know, I've written this before that I love deadlines, and I did have to do something for a not recycled, but what they call oh gosh, what do they call that?
Found?
All of a sudden I'm losing my terminology.
Don't worry.
Well, anyway, I was working on a book about Shakespeare, and once I found all the materials, I wasn't sure how I was going to put it together, but I put everything out on the table and I experimented for a while. So usually I try out things and do mock-ups.
Okay.
Yeah, so that might take me either a couple hours or a couple days, because I usually stand back and look at it for a while.
Good.
And then I think, you know, that's not going to work. So I need to get this, that, and then I run to the store and get another couple things. So yeah, like this, okay, that project was called An Altered Book. And I decided to make Shakespeare the subject because I had found these tiny little books at a Salvation Army or the Goodwill. And they were all the plays of Shakespeare, and they were all falling apart. And I knew they weren't exactly valuable monetarily. Yeah. But I just thought they were beautiful, and I'd kept them for a long time, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So when this project came up, I said, oh my God, I have like these 30 little books. I'm going to experiment and see how I'm going to make this. So I sort of recreated a book as if it was from the Shakespeare times. And I aged it a little bit, and unfortunately somebody bought it, so I didn't really have good pictures of it. But
unfortunately,
I know that's another problem I have. I like to keep everything.
Okay, so Dana, I think we have another question from one of our viewers.
And then we have to move on, because we have a few awesome questions we still have to ask you. We only have 10 minutes left, so we gotta stick with the program. But go ahead, ask the question.
I should ask, you don't ask?
Oh,
Okay.
I'll ask. Sorry. Okay, she said she's so cute. So here's a question for you. If you had to grab just one of your books to rescue, which book would you save and why is it most important to you? That's a good question.
So you gotta pick one to save out of all of your books, all of your creations.
And
Which
why?
one would that be and why?
Okay, turn
I have a
right.
feeling we're gonna lose Barbara.
Yeah, she's gonna go into her book room and we'll never see her again.
I'm looking.
She'll come back a year from now, like, I got the book.
It's mine or somebody else's. Does it matter?
It's whatever. No, it doesn't matter. It's your choice. You got one book to save.
Well, that is a tricky question because, like, we should say either another book that inspires her or
No,
her.
no, it's her book. Okay, there you go.
There you
There you
go.
go. Tell us why. What is this book? You were talking about this a little bit in the beginning.
This is the Arthur Schick Haggadah with his illustrations. And what I was going to tell you was he was considered the greatest illustrator in the style of the 15th, 16th century,
Wow.
illustrators. But I mean, his work is so
Wow.
beautiful. And when he was creating his books, this is not his book exactly.
Sure.
This just has his images in here.
Mhm.
But he also did in his Haggadah, instead of Egyptians, he put in Nazis.
Yeah. Let's
Mussolini.
define a few.
Why can't you live without that book?
Because when I was a child, we used to read the Haggadah, and
Okay.
it was the silver-plated, tiny little book.
I think we have to define Haggadah for those of us who are not Jewish. What is a Haggadah?
It's the book that you read during Passover to
Mhm.
celebrate the escape of the Israelites from Egypt into freedom.
Exactly.
go.
Big
So-
deal.
Stems from her childhood memory, faith.
Yeah.
So anyway, we used to have this Haggadah, and I saw all these beautiful illustrations, and I just thought, well, he's not famous. It's like, Chagall wasn't part of the, what do you call it?
The French art scene.
I mean, it was like a little bit outside, and I thought,
Yeah.
well,
He was an outsider artist.
yes, exactly.
Not part of the mainstream. Not part of, yeah.
So I thought, well, Arthur Schick, who ever heard of him? And so I just dismissed him. But then when I met this man who has a business called Historicana, and he was reproducing
Yeah.
this Haggadah, I thought, oh my God. So of course I had to purchase it,
Mm.
and I just love it. I just think
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Arthur
Look-
Schick was just a great artist. And
Barbara, it's a very interesting fact that you would save somebody else's artwork because you find it important. It shows this whole interview. It's so much you, Barbara. You're having so much fun with your art, and I can only imagine having an exhibit with you. And just so everybody knows, Barbara is one of the few artists who is coming with JADA for JADA JADA Paris during the Paris Art Week. We're having JADA Art Fair and an artist in residence program. And Barbara is one of about 7 artists who's going to be there with us. So concerning Paris and you, Barbara, we do have a theme that's going to be happening in Paris that's uniting all of us. And the theme of the exhibit and the whole event is the demise of art for art's sake. So what is it? Do you want to read it, Dana? What is art? The demise of art's sake, of art for art's sake.
As a critique to postmodernism, questioning of art's purpose beyond the painted surface. JADA does believe that in today's world, art must embrace its role in guiding and in providing perspective to talk about the world within and around us. This requires that we are accepting of our own vulnerability, our own emotions, and to have a renewed sincerity.
Yeah. So this idea that art,
Purpose, meaning.
yeah, it's all about purpose, meaning, intention. We talked about emotions here in this definition, and then this renewed sincerity. Oh my God, Barbara, you have so much honesty in your relationship with art, with your art. Of
Definitely.
course, I have met very few people who are as excited as you are
Yeah.
about your making of your art and about showing your artwork. It's
And
amazing.
telling a story and showing all of your found objects, whether
Yeah.
you made it or you've picked it up along the way. You are the essence of your work.
Yeah. Do you agree with that? How do you see? Uh, I told you how I see your art, but I would like to hear from the artist herself. Do you see your art doing some of this, talking about a new kind of sincerity?
I think so. And the more of the articles that I've, read,
Mm-hmm.
like, was it Joyous Irony or something? I felt
Yeah.
like I think I sort of fit into some of those.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now that you've said that, so that
Mhm.
reinforces my thinking. Thank you.
Well, we have one more to see with a couple minutes left,
Oh.
and I feel like this definitely has meaning. It's definitely the demise of art for art's sake. So let's hear in a minute what this piece is about.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called The Women of the Torah, but it's mostly xerography. So in other words, because I don't sell my work, I felt free to photocopy some of these images.
Sure.
Ruth, Rachel, and some Miriam.
Uh-huh.
And so this is what's called a flag book. And again, I put it on the Mylar, and I used some of the Chagall windows within the cover of the book.
Yeah.
And I just had the little, so when you open it, it's kind of really interesting.
Huh.
And how transparent it is, and that you see other images.
Is the viewer, or when you're displaying it, are they allowed to pick it up and open and look through the pages?
So that's the funny thing about book arts is so often when you exhibit books, they're behind glass.
And you can't
And
touch
a lot of people don't like you to touch the book, or you have to wear gloves. And there is a big debate about wearing gloves because
preservation of the art.
there is some oil either on your fingers or on the gloves. I don't know.
Totally.
So,
and that's kind of interesting because it's like the opposite of a book. You want to.
Yeah.
Very strange because you can't. The thing about the books is you mostly can't see them. So there was an Israeli artist that I've worked with in the past, and when I've exhibited his work, I've tried to get 2 copies of each of the books. So one you could see the cover, and another would be open. And then if I could put a mirror or Mylar or something behind it, then you could read some of it. So it's really tricky. So, and a lot of people, there's all kinds of props that you use to exhibit books.
Yeah.
In some of the exhibits, you might change the pages every couple of weeks.
Yeah, I did hear that leaving a book in exhibit in the exhibition open on the same page is also damaging to the book. So you have to flip it every 2 weeks or so. If it's now Barbara, this book is specifically, we see some names: Ruth, Rachel, Sarah, I believe the one that's, we see Miriam or Mariam, right? These are narratives. This goes back to the cultivation of folklore, of history, of a people, of a tribe. Do you believe that's something important to bring back to today's world? The cultivation of narrative, folklore, fantasy via via art or the printed art form like books. How do you see the role of folklore and narrative in your work, and how is it important for today's world?
Well, are you referring to the written word and the people of the book? Being Jewish, of course, that's an important factor for me.
Okay, that's beautiful. So you're very proud of your heritage, and just so people know, the Jewish people are called by other people the people of the book. There you go. Keep talking. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, that's okay. So, as being part of the people of the book, not that other people aren't, but text is so important, but it's difficult to use all the time. And I'm not a professional typesetter as
Mhm.
far as that. So I just find different alternative ways to use text. So
Mhm.
I
Oh,
try to
interesting.
combine image and a little bit of text. I think
Mhm.
the word is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's so awesome.
in book arts, a lot of people spend a lot of time with the text. And
Mhm.
I have about 30 books that I've purchased that I call book arts, part of a book art collection.
Uh,
And until recently, before this presentation, I
hmm.
actually hadn't read that many of the books. So I
Oh
thought,
wow.
oh boy, I better start reading these books so that I know in case I'm asked any questions. It's just very tedious
Yeah.
sometimes to read the book. And I buy the book because the subject sinks to me and the visuals are so important. And I might like the artist or something, but I don't always take the time to read it. So I think that's reflected in what I do. I think a lot of people just don't spend that much time reading the book. They look at how it's bound,
Yeah.
the cover, things like that. You know,
Yeah.
people, I did a book with lots of words in it and I really liked it. I wanted to keep it, but somebody insisted on buying it. So I sold it.
Uh,
And
oh
I don't
my.
know if she's
How
read it or not, but
such bad people trying to buy your art.
well, because everything I do is what they call one of a kind.
Yeah.
I have not done additions. So people
Uh-huh.
do, although I have two of these, I do have two of the ones that you
Of these that says
yeah,
dear Michael.
yeah, because that was done in Photoshop. So I printed another
You can
couple of,
replicate.
but
Yeah.
the green and some of them didn't look
Hmm.
good. But a lot of artists do additions. You know,
Yeah.
with text they do. Yeah, I mean it's really
Yeah.
tedious work. And another person that I know he might say that he's going to do an edition of say 143.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a gematria number of something. But
Uh-huh.
he doesn't bind it until he sells it. So people put out catalogs
Wow.
and
Mm.
then people subscribe to that artist. And then
Wow.
the artist may have all the sheets ready
Hmm.
and the books are worth thousands, 500,
Wow.
1,000,
Uh,
2,000, 10,000. And they won't bind it until there's a sale.
wow. Wow. I I don't know about you, Dana, but I'm just so happy that we had Barbara as our guest today. I'm so
We're
enlightened.
so
I feel so enlightened about bookness. It's not about book art. It's about bookness.
being
Yeah,
bookness.
I like
I
that.
learned a lot today.
Yeah,
I
this
had
is
no
great.
idea. And I say this every episode. I had no idea. Now I know.
Great art medium for people that aren't great as far as drawing or painting or two-dimensional art.
Mhm.
Just a
you
great
you
way to
you you
express yourself.
transformed uh, so many opinions about what the meaning of a book is and the meaning of art, right?
Mhm.
You expanded our understanding. That is one of the reasons why you are one of the few artists who are coming from the US to Paris to be part of a Paris Art Week via JADA Art Fair. Dana, when's that happening anyways?
So Paris Art Week is forging ahead, and it's October 19th through the 30th.
That's
That's
right.
almost 1 month away. So we're getting ready
Whoa.
with all our artists to get over there. We're following all the proper safety measures.
That's
And we're
right.
excited to have the exhibition. It's October 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and I think it closes on the 25th.
Yeah.
So we will be showing in Paris. It will be amazing, and Barbara will be joining us. And we have Miami. If you want to close on a little bit on Miami, and then we'll close for today because we are over on time.
Wow. Miami is during Miami Art Week, and there's a lot going on in Miami. I'm located in Miami, and Miami Art Week, some of the biggest players of Miami Art Week have canceled their exhibits, and JADA sent out a declaration saying, Miami, we will not leave you behind. We will not abandon you. We will embrace the challenge to make sure Miami Art Week happens. This is happening from the is it the 5th through the 8th, Dana?
The third through the fifth.
Yes, the third. Thank you so much. Yes, because every year varies a little bit. From the 3rd through the 6th, and it's a big deal. There's a lot going on. We have all of this information at JADAart.org. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. JADA Art Organization.
Thank you guys so much, and there you go. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week on JadaTV.
Thank you so much, Barbara. What a pleasure.
Thank you, Barbara, for your
My
time.
pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Take care.